Hello. I don't know what happened. Maybe I'll come back. Well, I'll try you again. I don't know what happened here. Let's see.
All right, not sure where we left off there, but we're going to be talking about health today. That's what we were getting to. So I'm Christina Smith. I'm a health coach, and I was saying before we got cut off that I became a health coach because I was really
You're gone again. This is crazy.
really ill. And okay, so we're recording, and so far we're both still on. All right, so rather than me introduce myself again, Linda, why don't you tell us a little bit about you, because you have an awesome book out and a whole movement almost, I believe. So tell us about it.
Well, I worked in the gym for a good 25 years, and I really started feeling in my heart that I wanted to do something worthwhile that made real lasting changes in people's lives. And so I went in a new direction. My mission is women. And I completely I'm all about them, and I really always have been. I think I just didn't realize the magnitude of what I wanted to do. And so I opened my own studio, the Chick Fit Studio. And then after being open for a while, I decided to write a book. And it really evolved, The Sisterhood of Sweat. And it's all about helping women build confidence and self-esteem and learning to feel 100% great about themselves. I have a heart and a mission for women because in my lifetime, my life has not always been easy. I was severely molested when I was 8 years old by a close family member, and it really affected my life. And so I think that was a whole chain of events. And then I was in an abusive relationship, and it just all kind of, if it wasn't for God Almighty and fitness and my friends, my best friend Kate, and just I would have never pulled through it. I mean, I was so really downtrodden. So I gotta say, my heart is for women because I don't want to see them out there being controlled, manipulated, trampled underfoot. I want them to realize that they are worth investing in themselves, and going to the gym to me is a very healthy investment. It helps to make you strong mentally and physically and spiritually. It's the 3-in-1, the mind, body, spirit, just like they say. I mean, I wouldn't have had that. I would have never made it to where I am right now. So if I can just help one woman, of course I want to help a whole lot more than that, then it's worth it for me. It's worth it for me because I want to give back, because I mean, I could not even be here today. I mean, that's how severe the physical abuse I suffered was. So if I can help one woman to be empowered enough to leave a situation like that, or to stand up to someone that is trampling her underneath their feet, then my mission is accomplished.
Nice. And yeah, and I love that you say all that, because like I see so many like differences and similarities in what we do. Like I really am for women too. And I was saying this to you before, my community of women, I'm on the board of Women Within International, and it's an international organization, and their whole mission is to empower women, basically, so that they can find their own power and really, rise from themselves instead of, no dependence, and just being very much, finding their own truth. And it has changed my life. I grew up in, where women weren't really my friends, and that's just how I was raised. Like I always felt like I was in very competition and all of that. It was so catty all the time. So I always hung out with the boys, so I was uncomfortable hanging out with women, and this community has completely been able to change my and shift the way I felt about, this getting support from women and having, a community of women behind me. I think it's just so important that women have that. And that's what I find was one of the, most unique parts of your book is it's not just another health book. It's not just another here, go to the gym, here, eat this. It's about how we really feel from the inside out and how we can support and love one another to, all achieve rather than compete really with each other or only compete. I mean, competition is healthy too, but you want to keep it balanced, healthy.
Right, completely. Yes. Yes, a little competition can be healthy, but I think as women, and I don't think we even realize we do it.
Mm-hmm.
We compete for love, we compete for attention, we compete for recognition, we compete because we want to feel
Mm-hmm.
important. We compete because we don't want someone to be better than us or whatever,
Yeah.
And really, when you find that authenticity within yourself and you are living your truth, you can step away from that because everyone brings something to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't it so much better if we work together to achieve it than to try to tear one another down? Let's build each other up.
Right, right. Yeah, I love that because I really believe that too. Like everybody's got their own free square is how I look at it. Like they all have their own gifts, unique gifts, and if we pull them together, we can get a lot further than if we're just comparing ourselves. And I think that we are culturally raised in a world that wants us to compare, right? I mean, with all the marketing and all the other garbage that's on TV, if they want us to compare, like, oh, well, maybe I should be more thin like her. Maybe I should have more muscle like her, or, curly hair or straight hair or whatever. We just constantly comparing, and we talk about something called compare and despair, where whenever you're comparing yourself to somebody else, you're always going to end up in despair because you're either trying to make yourself feel bad by not being enough, or you're trying to make yourself feel really big by being better than. And really, it's none. It's just like you said, we're all equal. We just have different gifts. And when we can really be authentic and honest with ourselves, it's so much easier to be honest and authentic with other women. Now, to the health part, though, I thought this is where we differ because you grew, you said that you spent a lot of time in the gym, like a lot of time. And I got to tell you, at 40 years old, going to the gym and working out is probably one of the most conscious things I have to do. Like consciously, I have to say, nope, it's time, grab the gear and let's go. And I always feel better once I've done it, right? And that's how it goes. Anything that's good for you, you always feel better once you've done it. But getting myself to go or just, do the yoga or go for a walk outside sometimes is the hardest thing for me. And I find it, so I think that we're going to both have really great points for this conversation, because whether you are the person who likes to work off that anxiety or get you through to the next shift, and so that's how you do it, because that's what it sounds like you did, is you really used it as a tool to keep you going and kind of fueled. And I could use a lot of that. But for me, it was like my journey was learning how to properly care for myself, or even take time to care for
Oh,
myself.
is huge, but if you don't believe that you're worth
Yeah.
it, you won't the time to invest in yourself.
Exactly.
If you deep down think that everything else is more important than you're not going to set aside time for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's so funny because time is, I'm sure you hear that excuse all the time too, is, oh, I don't have time. And then somebody told me, you know, you have time for the things you make time for. You have enough time, but it's just for the things that you make important. So if you make your work or this or that is more important, your children, then of course you don't have time to go to the gym. But once it becomes important enough, and that's where it got to for me, I got really sick. So then it became important enough for me all of a sudden to start taking care of myself. And what I'd really love is for women just to own that, you know, before they get sick. It'd be really great. But I always get them after they're sick.
But I think that boils down to, again, realizing that you're worth taking the time for. It is that, you know, that it is important to take time for yourself and make yourself a priority. It's okay for you to be a priority. It isn't selfish.
Right.
It's self-care. And you're going to do a lot better for your family and your kids and everybody else if you're taking care of yourself. Everything, you're going to be happier. So 100%, you're going to be a better mother, a better wife, and everything. I think we have Rosalind. Is it Rosalind Terry?
Rosalind, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry I'm late. We had
I'm Linda.
Hi, Linda. Nice to meet you. Yeah, we had a late Father's Day dinner, so I'm just now getting back, so I had to rush in to try to get myself together.
Well, thanks for joining us. Tell us a little bit about you just to refresh memories.
Yeah, sure. Well, my name is Rosalind, and I am a wellness and holistic health coach. I pretty much started with I started off telling my journey and my story about when I was diagnosed with lupus in 2002 and how I went through the whole transition and the whole struggle of medication and, you know, trying to find alternative ways and alternative methods to kind of heal myself. And so I transitioned to vegetarian back in 2010. And then after learning more, I decided to go ahead and transition over into a vegan plant-based lifestyle. And so I've been vegan for 3 years. I've been off medication since about 2011. And I've been adopting other just pretty much alternative methods with essential oils. And after I learned, people started asking me questions. And so I started helping other people with that, along with my background. I have a bachelor's of science degree in health and human performance. And I have a degree in holistic health and wellness as well, and a licensed massage therapist. So, I have a lot of background in health and everything. So, yeah.
Perfect. I think the three of us come from like slightly different backgrounds, which I think is really, really cool because, you know, not everybody's the same. And sometimes when I see one person talk about health, it's not as motivating for me if I listen to somebody else because there's just different personalities. And I think that that's what's so awesome is that, you know, you can be healthy no matter what type of person or how you learn, how you get motivated.
Right.
There's a way out there. I think that and it's a lot simpler often than we make it to be, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what, and I forgot what we were talking about, Linda, before. Boy, Blab can just throw you off. Anyway.
I don't know what's going on.
What's that, Linda? Can we hear you? Linda? Uh-oh.
I think she went out. Yeah.
Oh, you're fuzzy. Yeah. Okay. But at least there's three of us, so we know who it is.
It has gone bad. You guys are in and out.
Uh-oh. I'm getting a static.
Is my connection good? Can you?
I can hear you.
Now I got you.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
You disappeared. Your face is gone.
Oh,
Your
okay.
face is gone too.
Uh,
But we can hear you, so it'll be all good.
yeah.
So
Okay, I can hear you. I can't see you.
good enough. We can hear you and we can see you. So okay. So what I'll just ask a few questions. What is your first reaction when somebody comes to you and says, "Oh, I want to get healthy"?
For me?
What would be, yeah, for either of you. Go ahead,
Okay.
Rosalind.
Well, the first thing that I generally ask when someone says that they want to get healthy is I ask them, well, what is your ultimate goal? Like, what do you see yourself at the end of your results? Like, how do you want to feel? How do you want to look? You know, what ultimately do you want to change? And so I pretty much try to get to the simplest part of it, because, you know, when people say I want to get healthy, that's a lot. Like that can be anything, you know. That could either be, you know, I want to get healthy mentally, I want to get healthy spiritually, I want to get healthy physically. So, you know, I always ask, you know, them to kind of break it down for me so I can get to the specifics of it, and, you know, try to help them as best as I can in you know, in whatever area that they're asking for.
I think that's a great point. Yeah, exactly. Health looks like so many things to so many different people, right? And just to say healthy, but I get that often. Like, I just want to be healthier. Like, but what does that mean? Is that more energy to you? Is that clear
Right.
mind? Like,
Right.
oh, what's not healthy? What's broken then?
Right. Right.
That's a good point. How about you, Linda? Pretty much the same.
Yeah, I like to have people set an end goal in sight, just like she
Mhm.
said. Because it's like reverse engineering. You've got to set what it is you want and have clarity to be able to bring that to the table, to have direction, to be able to reach the goals that you desire to achieve. If you set that end goal, then you have a reason why you're doing everything
Yeah.
that you do. And that's the biggest thing, is if you don't set a goal, you don't have that strong enough reason why should I eat this, not that? Why should I get up in the morning and do my cardio? I really want to sleep in, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that reason why is crucial.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. The why is, I mean, we don't do anything without a why, right? Even the things that we do bad for ourselves, even eating cake, we're doing it for a reason, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. And what do you find, and I hate to say what people are doing wrong, but what do you find that people sometimes are doing? What?
You disappeared.
Oh,
It's like
she did. Hold on, let her back in. I'll make her a host.
Hey, sorry about that. I don't know what just happened.
That's all right. I'm gonna make you a host so we don't lose anybody. But what would you say that sometimes people are doing that is probably not as effective as they think they are? Like, for example, what I get people who are like, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna do it all right. They make a drop dead date where they're just gonna be healthy, and then they start trying to go to the gym, and they start trying to have every meal perfect, and they do all of this at one time, and it lasts, if they're lucky, maybe 2 weeks. Maybe. And then they drop everything. So one of the things that I do is I focus on bringing in like one habit at a time, something that you can really measure at a time, so that and I start with little things like, are you drinking enough water today? That way they have easy wins, right? Because it's easy to get enough water in if you're focused on it. So that's one of the ways that I always look at helping people. So are there things that, women come to you or men come to you, Rosalind, because I know that Linda focuses on women, that they're kind of doing, and you just kind of, tweak a little thing and it makes a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, I always try to get them to do something simple so they can have easy wins. Because I find people, they try to do everything at once. I'm like, no, it's not going to work. Like, you're instantly going to fail. Like, I've tried it because I know for myself, because when I first started my journey, I tried to do everything at once. I tried to start meal planning all at once. I started trying to be, a perfect, well, there's no such thing as a perfect vegan, but I tried to be like a perfect person when it came to my eating. I tried to exercise all at once. I started doing all of everything, and I just failed miserably. But, I try to, just get them to do the simplest things, like just take away, whatever junk food that you like to eat, just take that away, or eat it less. I wouldn't necessarily say take it away, because I know how hard it is to try to stop eating certain things. I know how hard it is to try to stop eating certain things that you really love. So I try to tell them to kind of, ration it out as they go. Don't try to force yourself into something that you don't feel comfortable in doing. So yeah.
Yeah. I think sometimes they think that they can become another person overnight, and it's like, that's not how it works. It would be nice.
Exactly.
And Linda, what about you?
I try to teach them how to do things just like she said, by adding in, like each week when they come to me for health coaching, I may add one simple task. I send them home with a little bit of homework, like, adding the water in, like she said, or trying to get more green veggies and making it a focus. But the biggest thing I do is I tell them to unhook from perfection, because there is no perfect. And that you need to give yourself a path to suck until you don't. Like, in other words, it's okay if you don't do everything 100%. If you just did it 70%, you're going to get fabulous results. It's not all or nothing. If you think it's all or nothing, pretty soon you're going to be doing nothing. So
yes.
Up a pass to get it down. Give yourself a learning curve to, it's a learning experience. You're changing a lifestyle. If you want to succeed, it's not about, rushing to the finish line. It's about creating a lifestyle that you can handle and live with and enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's just about being more conscious about the choices that you're making. It's not about, changing every choice that you're making. It's about, just making it consciously. If I want to have this chocolate cake, I can have this chocolate cake. I just have to be aware of the consequences. The consequences are that, I'll set myself back a little bit or whatever. But I mean, you gotta have goodness, right?
I'm 1 week out from show right now.
I'm sorry.
I'm good. I've got my eggs here and my jug
I'm
of
sure
water.
you're used to it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, but you have your why, right? I mean, you have a very strong why, and that's what's helping you.
Right now. Some of my I'm having eggs. Whole eggs, though.
Hi, Michelle. Michelle just joined us too. But yeah, that's one of the things that Michelle Brown is another coach that comes on the show sometimes.
Hi, Michelle.
And I think another thing that people do that really blow my mind is when they start doing, and I've done it myself, so I'm not pointing the finger at anybody but myself, but like doing things that we think we should do to be healthy instead of things that feel authentic. Like, I love the idea of running. I love it. I love the idea of my feet hitting the pavement and me just being out in nature, all in my own head, just happy, connected to spirit. It ain't never looked that way to me. Never. Never. That is just how I've imagined it. And I know for some people it works, but running for me does not work. Like, I have tried regimens, I've had coaches on it. I just am not a runner, and I think that's okay. I just need to get my cardio in a different way that feels better to me. Now today, for Father's Day, we went to, I was telling Linda earlier that we went to these falls where you got to climb up them, and it was like a spider, and it was kind of cardio because like it was scary and it was slippery, but that's my idea of like really sweating and get my blood pressure up there and, really working it out. Running just isn't for me. So I'm sad when people decide not to exercise because they tried one exercise and they didn't like it. It's like, don't do that. Go find a different exercise. There might be something completely different. Like, I mean, some people don't like Zumba, but for some people, they love the music and the dancing. I can understand that. That to me is much more fun. I would love an adult dance class. That to me is fun. But running, it's never been what I imagined it should be.
Christina, I would totally love to give you free running coaching because I have turned a lot of people, non-runners, into runners.
Oh, yeah.
As there's a method to running and also a method to the breathing. And I would love to give you some free coaching.
I'll try it. I have fantastic running sneakers that I bought last year trying to do the running thing.
I'm going to come visit you.
Okay.
You, and I will teach you the pose method of running because it's the best.
Okay.
It makes running so easy and efficient. It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
Oh, cool. Well, send it on over. I'll look at it. I've tried and we'll see.
I literally taught and coached running clubs forever. And this nurse was coming to me, and her husband's a doctor, and he was like 224, and he's like 6'4", really tall. And he just never could be a runner. He was never a runner. He wanted to be a runner, but he didn't like it. And he got my booklet, that I give out to the running, to teach my runners how to run efficiently so that it's less effort.
Strain,
Taught himself how to run from that booklet and started running miles upon miles.
Nice.
Miles.
Because I imagine it's beautiful once you can get there.
Absolutely. A lot of it is
my husband would love it.
And a lot of it is a technique.
Okay.
So don't people overpace when they start out of the gate way too fast. So
okay.
I'm not saying is going to.
I think that has a lot to do with it because sometimes when my husband's running, I'm like, but you're not going anywhere. Like, that's not really running. I imagine running, and he's like, no, this is how you run far.
If I'm running, you better be worried.
That's me. That's me. You better just start running yourself.
That's me. If I'm playing.
Yeah, well, send me some information on that, definitely. I'm sorry, Roslyn, what are you saying?
No, I was saying that's me. If I'm running, you better run too, because if something's wrong, there's danger behind me. I run. If I'm playing, if I'm doing something fun, I enjoy running. But as far as the exercise. And even just the pace and the slow pace run, I'll do it, but I'm just oh, okay. I need to do something else. I don't know. It was just something about it to where I'm just my mind is getting bored and I'm getting sleepy and I'm okay, I got to do something else. I can't do this. So I completely understand. So I might need.
You got to have good scenery, number one. Good music.
Yeah. I might need that method as well because I'm definitely not the running type. I'll do anything else cardio, but as far as just running just to exercise and to work out, I can't do it.
Well, I kind of get you on that. I can't stand to do machines for very long because I'm bored. And I think one of the big things to me is taking it outside into nature.
Mm-hmm.
Where you actually are on trails that are hilly and there's challenge and there's adventure. I think if we could get out of the gym and a little bit more into the outdoor world, we'd be better off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not a big gym person either. I prefer being outside.
Yeah, I'm back
now.
Are you
back? Yeah, I'm not a big gym person. I definitely prefer being outside in nature. I don't like being in closed settings, just on a machine, just doing something. Like I prefer being outside, you know, being in nature, you know, bringing in the fresh air, listening to the animals and watching stuff pass by, like you said, in a trail where there's hills and water, something that I can look at, you know, versus just looking at a wall, looking through a window at cars pass by as I'm on a treadmill. Like I can't do it.
Oh, yeah.
I get bored really fast. But anything else cardio, I don't have a problem doing. Like last week I was saying I love kickboxing. Like I will do kickboxing all day long. And I actually got, because I was talking to someone this past week actually about how they hate cardio and they really need something else that they can get into. Can you hear me? I don't think she can hear me.
I hear you.
Yeah, okay. But I was
Okay, I got you now. I had to put my ear up against the phone.
But yeah, I was talking to someone this past week who said that they hate cardio as well and that they really want to try different things. And so I was like, have you tried like pole dancing or, you know, anything like that? And she's like, no, I never tried it. And so she actually went Friday and she texted me yesterday and she said she loved it and she's going back next week because she wants to stick with it. But she was saying the only thing is she's really, really sore. I was like, yes, you're going to be like that for a couple of days.
She probably didn't even realize what everything that she worked because she was just focused on the skill, you know, and learning it, having fun.
Yep. And she said she had so much fun because she took some of her friends with her and they enjoyed it so much. But she said it doesn't even feel like a workout because it's the music and you're trying to learn a new skill and all that good stuff. So she said she's definitely going to continue with that class.
Yeah. And I think that it goes for anything. Like I ask clients sometimes, you know, what did you do when you were a little girl? I had a client who was like, well, I used to go to the roller skating rink. Well, get yourself a pair of roller skates. Like,
you're right.
You can still skate now. Like, go
right.
Do it. And then,
you are going to enjoy more often.
Yeah, exactly. Do whatever really brings you enjoyment. You know, that's the purpose of it. And it sure helps if you enjoy it while you're doing it. I mean, you're more likely to go do it.
Yes.
So, ladies, tell us some of your biggest tips. It's already 8:45. Tell us some of your biggest tips for health tips. I mean, for me, I think it's just keep it simple and small steps. Like just continuous wins really help you make the next choice. That's how it worked for me. When I knew what was making me feel good, I could make a conscious decision like, okay, I can have this to eat. I don't want to mention anything since Linda's, you know, on eggs and water. But I could have this to eat, but it's going to make me feel like sleeping later and I'm not going to be as active. I'm not going to feel good about myself. Or I can eat this salad. And I mean, just like today, we went out to eat. And when I got to the restaurant, I was like, I just really want a salad. Like, I just really want a salad. And I mean, we're at a steak and burger place. And I'm like, I just want a big salad. And so that's what I had. But that's because of my conscious choices. You know, I could have unconsciously said, oh, no, a burger's going to feel good. But I know it's not.
Like that bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are you still here, Linda? If you're here, just give us some of your tips while we have you. Can you hear us?
I don't think she's here.
I hear you now.
Okay, cool. Give us some of your tips while you're there.
When you said, can you hear? No, you don't hear me.
Okay. Well, Rosalind, do you want to?
Let me try. Let me try to come back.
Yeah, do that.
I'm going to try to reconnect.
Okay. Rosalind, you want to give us some
tips? Because you're like sounding like a robot. I'll come right back.
Yeah, like some of my tips, like you said, you know, just keep it simple. Keep it fun. I always tell them just, you know, have fun with trying to get on this healthy journey. I said, because once you get bored with it or once you feel like it's a chore or a task, you're not going to want to do it anymore.
Right.
Like make it something fun, make it something enjoyable and something that it's simple enough to where you're able to teach someone else. Because I feel like if you're able to teach another person how to do something, then you're more interested in it because you start to learn more you start to get more detailed with it. You start to add a little bit of, of your own flavor and own technique to it. So, I always tell people, try to teach somebody else what you learn. And then once you taught somebody else, then it'll be easier for you to continue on with it. And you'll be more motivated to do it because you'll see the results that the other person is having. And then they'll continue to see your results. And then you all can continue to grow together and add on more of, healthier habits and routines.
That's awesome to teach somebody else. That's perfect because then you're making like a ripple effect too. It's not just you. They're getting like their own support and community behind them. That's a really great idea. Mm-hmm. Linda, did you make it back?
I think she's still.
Yeah. It's not getting great signals.
I'm going to go into my Wi-Fi and see if that makes it better.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I put the link to Linda's book up there. It's The Sisterhood of Sweat. Fantastic book. It really talks about, how we motivate ourselves, how we get the confidence, and it's, it does have information about health, of course, and, exercising and all that, but it really talks about empowering each other and really getting support, and I think all those things are really important. And actually, that brings up a great point that Rosalind was bringing up is the support. It's so phenomenally important. Like I said, when I wanted to run, when I wanted to get healthy, I got a coach. I mean, coaches are important. And I mean, if you have a friend who is willing to keep you accountable and that's all you need, that's great. I don't care if that's what you use or a group or whatever, but no matter what journey you're on, getting support is like the number one thing. Because for me, I know it holds me accountable is the number one thing. Because I can say, I'll do that. I'll get to it. But if I have a standing appointment with somebody and I have to be like, okay, I either did this thing that I said I was going to do or I didn't, then that to me, that's serious because now I have a commitment to somebody else and I don't want to be ashamed of not hitting that.
Yes. Yeah, I actually did this starting at the beginning of the month. Me and a couple of friends, we started doing this ab challenge together, and we were in a group me, and we pretty much would check in every day in the group me, who finished today and who did this, how many did you do, and we would talk about our experiences because everybody is just trying to get fit or reach a certain goal for the summer, with everybody going on vacation and just trying to maintain a healthy body. And for me, again, like I love exercising, but some stuff I just do not like doing, like sit-ups and crunches and all that stuff. So I have to have an accountability partner when it comes to that. So us being in this group me and us, recording ourselves and sending messages and showing our results, like it has really helped me to stay on track and, to really push myself in certain areas, because I know at the beginning of the year for me, I challenged myself to be a better, not only a better person, but just a better coach in general, because I said, if I can't tell someone else to do something if I'm lacking or if I'm struggling, and not being honest with myself in certain areas. So I started being honest about, some of my fitness journey and fitness tips with a lot of my clients. And they felt really comfortable because they said, they really never had anyone to be so honest, because they feel like anyone that they talk to, they're so perfect and, they don't mess up or anything. I was like, no, that is not true at all. I said, because I definitely struggle when it comes to the fitness portion sometimes, because there are certain things that I just don't enjoy doing. But, once I get into my why and I can remember, why I'm doing it, and I remember my end goal, then it becomes easier for me. And so, yeah, definitely a lot of clients have have really been grateful for my transparency when it comes to my fitness journey, and I've added a lot of them onto the challenge. A lot of them, they started late, but they caught up, and so everybody's in on the ab challenge. We're doing a 30-day ab challenge, and it's been going really good. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I think that support is just, it's so helpful, you know, to have other people around. I mean, even if they're not doing it with you, even if it's just to hold you honest
We're
to
doing a
yourself.
challenge too, right?
What's
Full
it?
body challenge, and
You said the full body challenge? Yeah, that one was.
yeah, and they're doing videos, so 10-second videos. I have a private Facebook page. It's secret.
Mhm.
Well, now it's public. But anyway, they go on every day and they do 10 seconds of the full body challenge, which is not, it's not easy because they are up to like 80 push-ups, you guys, and it's only like day 12. But anyway, they put this on, and it really, like, it's so fun because they're motivating each other. I have hundreds of videos of them doing this challenge, and Ziggy's Yogurt is actually donating a month's supply of Greek yogurt. I'm giving away a swimsuit.
Oh wow.
And also fluffy beach towel, and it's really great. They're inspiring their whole family. The kids are getting in the act, and they're doing it. Like, I get all these videos with the little kids doing it, so it's really working. It's really great because it's accountability, it's inspiration, and it's challenge.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That is great, and people love to video themselves. You can't lie.
Right.
I went to the falls with 2 teenagers today, and I was like, videotape me, take a picture, videotape me. It was like, wow, we really live in an online society, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really great because it gets everyone interacting, you know, and that's what you want.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Because I like you said, we're on day, whatever, what's this, day 19, and we're already up to like 2 minutes and like 30 seconds on a plank, and I'm like, oh my God, my arms are burning. Like I never would have thought that I can, because I can do like a minute and 30 seconds easily with a plank, but I never could think that I could get to like 2 minutes or higher on, with a plank and be comfortable with it, even though it's still a struggle, but I can tell that my body has gotten conditioned to doing it, and my body has gotten to the point to where it's effortless for me to do like a plank, or to do, the sit-ups and do the crunches and the leg lifts and all that stuff. So yeah, the accountability is very important, and it changes, especially for people that who tend to not be committed when it comes to exercise, and it helps them to change their outlook, and it helps them to change how they are when it comes to exercising and fitness. So yeah, definitely.
And I have to say, like, so people are like, so what's the difference between getting a friend that keeps me accountable and a coach? For me, the difference was I could schmooze my friend, but a coach would hold me to it and go, but really, be honest with yourself. What was it about that you didn't get this done? And not in a shameful way, but in a, you really need, if you want to get past this, you need to be honest with yourself. What is the struggle? Instead of just kind of, shoving it off the side. I really needed to be able to look at, what was the challenge between me and picking up the running shoes and getting out the door, or whatever it was, or making the good food choice or whatever. I had to start being honest. Like, how is this sugary item serving me over, choosing to have something that I know would be better for my body. So I think that's the big difference for me, is that my friends aren't blunt enough. I am. If I had a friend like me, I would be great. But my friends aren't blunt enough to be like, no, Christina, let me hold your feet to the fire, And I do have a circle of women where I do work like that. But there's certain things that I really needed focused attention on. And I think that that's what's so important. If you're stuck, it's time to get some help, because you don't have to be stuck. I know that Rosalind, having had to deal with lupus and all of the things that she had to do in order to get off those medications and just to get through, you know, it's not easy. It's not an overnight thing where you're just like, okay, I'm healthy. Like, you go through periods where you dip down and you're like, okay, I'm kind of, I do it all the time. I mean, not all the time, but I do it a lot less now. But many years, like, there's periods where I would start to eat badly and then I would start getting ill again. And it was like, okay, how many times do I have to learn this? But it's true, as health coaches, sometimes we still have to learn it, because we still grew up with, you know, comfort foods and all these other things that we want, you know, or our body thinks that we want. But it's not about being perfect, like we talked about before. So Linda, since we have you on, give us just a couple of really great tips before we go, because it's wow, it's almost 9 o'clock already.
Okay. So wait, I missed the last thing.
Just give us a few really great tips just to start off on, like, if somebody is trying to get a little healthier, what are some good solid tips to give them?
Okay. Don't focus on what you can't have. Focus on what you can have when it comes to nutrition, and make it fun. You know, get yourself, like, I don't know, like the Sisterhood of Sweat. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I put the book link
I have
up
all kinds
there.
of great recipes. You could have fun, like, making, you know, all these recipes that, you know, bring color and variety to your diet, rather than focusing on, oh, I can't have pizza, or, oh, I can't have this or that. Crowd out junk food by eating holistic, healthy food. You know, that would be one, just to crowd it out by eating really great food that's, like, outstanding with a lot of color. Make it fun. Get your family involved. Have them help you make things.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
Too, because if your family is interested and invested in it, you're going to be a lot more successful, and also you're going to feel good about it because you're bringing health to everyone.
Yes.
So that would be my number one tip for your nutrition. As far as fitness, make it fun. I mean, also though, make it challenging. Make it challenging, because you're going to feel 100% great about yourself if you weren't able to do something and then all of a sudden, look at me, I can do a pull-up, or look at me, I can run a mile, or I can do crow in yoga. I mean, you know, I think sometimes if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you, and that could be kind of boring, like being in a rut, not seeing progress. So I think that you do need to challenge yourself, and don't sit in your comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone, because you've been in the comfort zone. That's why you are where you are. So, and I guess I would also say to keep yourself from sabotaging. You have to be out of your comfort zone long enough that you create new neural pathways, so that the newness feels comfortable. Like, what happens to us, we get out of our comfort zone. It's scary out there, like in this new territory that we haven't experienced, where we're like, oh, I don't know, this is the unknown. Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. I don't know if people are going to like me, this new me. And so you automatically start to sabotage to go back to that comfort zone. So I would say push through the uncomfortable feeling until it becomes comfortable, and you will have the best results you've ever seen. And lastly, surround yourself with a supportive group of friends that have the same mindset, that are trying to achieve goals, that are going to help you rather than to drag you down.
Absolutely. And even if you don't have them locally, like for me, I don't have any friends that or family that are vegan. And so I had to join a lot of like community groups online. So like I found people online, and You know, I'm on all these different groups and everything that help me, especially with like recipes and, you know, just keeping me motivated, because ultimately it's all mental. Like if you're not mentally in it, or if your heart is not in it, and if you don't really know your purpose for it, you're going to give up easily. So you definitely have to get your mind into it, and you really have to, again, just surround yourself by positive people. Even if they aren't locally close to you, you can still find plenty of people online that are still on the same journey with you, that can help you and motivate you and encourage you to continue on in your journey and in your health and everything else. So
yeah, support.
And I love what you were saying about finding your new comfort zone, basically, right? I mean, that's what it's about. It's about having to consciously make that choice until you're not consciously making it anymore. You're just kind of, you know, that's just the choice. That's the new habit. But breaking old habits can be hard. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, and this is the other thing that I love that Linda said, was focusing on what you want and not what you don't want, you know, and I think focus is, whether it's health or anything else in life, you know, whatever you focus on, that's your target. And so if you're focusing on the extra weight, or you're focusing on how you feel miserable, then that's what you're going to keep attracting. You're going to keep getting that.
You're going to bring more up to yourself is what you're focusing on.
Yeah.
The self-talk that you're giving yourself, because you are going to love yourself the most. So you've got to change and rewire your thinking. And this is one way to do it, listening to Christina on her show on Sunday nights, because she is amazing, and I just think she has a gift for this, and I'm so like thrilled to be on here with you guys.
Oh, thanks. You're welcome anytime to hop on. I should have had Michelle hop on. She has great things to say too. She has she found out she had MS in her late 20s. And she has been living with it for 20 years. And I mean, she is like a ball of freaking sunshine. It changed her life. But I mean, you can even ask her, she'll tell you it changed her life for the better. So, I mean, it really depends on what you focus on. I think if we think that going to the gym is going to be painful and, you know, like it's killing us, then of course we don't want to go. But if we can, you know, if we are like your friend Rosalind, who finds a pole dance class and we're like, oh, this is so much fun, then, you know, it's not so hard to pick, you know, to pick up the keys and go to the gym then, because you're like, oh, I'm going to have fun, you know? So I think health is about feeling good, however that looks to you, you know, and so there could be a million ways of health. I don't think that 20 pounds overweight is a major health problem. It depends how you feel about that 20 pounds is the most important thing. So I really believe that you go for what you want to feel. If you want to feel more energy, then you focus on getting more energy and what you can do to do that. And like Linda said, you focus on the thing that you can do. And the thing that you can do is cook yourself whole foods, you know, get yourself some movement. Make sure you're drinking water, and Ariana Huffington would tell you sleep is the most important. That you will lose weight as long as you sleep your 8 hours every night. So, but thank you ladies so much for coming on. Rosalind, if you have a website and you can throw it in the side, go ahead. I will be offering the first 2 weeks of my journal to download for free in the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to see how that goes. And then we're going to run a 12-week mini health course. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But thank you, ladies, so much. Thank you, Linda, for coming on. Oh, and I put the link to her Sisterhood of Sweat book. It's right in the side in case anybody needs to get there. It is awesome. Just in case you didn't know, Linda is over 50. I'm not going to say, but over 50. And you would never know it because, I mean, she's just so happy and so...
Well, you look amazing.
Yeah, doesn't she?
Thank you, guys. Hey, it's the healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
And just plenty of energy to do what I want to do in life.
Yeah. I think it's also having to do with your attitude about empowering each other too, and not making life a competition, making it like a community people who want to really rise up together rather than, you know, push each other down. And I think that that's amazing. I think that that's the way that we move forward to a healthy community. And so I'm just, yeah, thank you guys so much for being on.
It really, really, truly is the people that you surround yourself with.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I found out you can choose.
Yes, you
I
can.
think people don't realize they can choose
Yes.
the people they surround themselves with. And
Right.
it can bring you up or it could bring you down. So what do you want?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can choose.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. There's a lot of people who feel like they're victims and well, this person has to be in my life because they're related to me here, or I've been friends with them since, you know, whatever. And it's like, no, not if they're not serving you, those aren't your peeps. Like, and you know, there's people in my family, I have to see them.
About it, but you don't have to have someone around you that sucks the life and energy out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And there's people in my
That's
family
true.
that I have to see
Really
sometimes that are difficult.
Taste it.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
we can choose to make boundaries with them too. I mean, that's what I do with my family is I make boundaries and go, yeah, we're not going to talk about this or this. Like,
Yes.
and this is how I'm going to be treated.
The boundary thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I've learned that a couple of years ago. Like I learned after living away from home for 8 years, going, you know, I went away to college and I stayed for 8 years away. And after I came back, for like a year, basically, I realized that, you know, I can definitely pick who I choose to spend my energy on and with. And it's definitely better for me to, you know, make those boundaries and make them aware of those boundaries of, you know, what I'll tolerate and what I want to listen to, you know, what I allow into my, you know, my spirit, with the words that people speak and, you know, the different environments that I go into, you know. And you know, since learning that, I've been helping a lot more people because, like you said, a lot of people don't realize that they know if they can choose because of, you know, I've been with this person for, you know, since I was 4 years old, or I've known this person since forever. And I'm like, no, that doesn't mean that you are liable to, you know, be with them forever. Like you can pick and choose, you know, the people that are in your life. And so when I learned that a couple of years ago, that really took a lot of pressure off of me. Like I felt so much better. And I felt like that was probably the hardest part for me as far as my health journey, was releasing the toxic people out of my life. Like it wasn't even the lupus, it wasn't the fitness. I believe that was the hardest part for me, just because I felt like I had to stay connected with certain people or certain individuals because of I've been knowing them for years. But after I realized that, and after I learned that I didn't have to, and I can choose who I allowed in my life, that made a big difference in my health and in just me in general. You know, I became a better person for it, and I was a better coach. I was a better friend, and you know, I was happier, and I had less stress in my life. And you know, again, once I realized that, it was so much better for me, so much better.
Sounds like I'll have to have a topic on boundaries next time.
Yes.
Maybe that'll be next week's talk is on boundaries. I could go on and on and on about boundaries because I think that they're very, very important. And yeah, and you can make boundaries with anyone, your parents, your grandparents, your siblings. I mean, you can make boundaries. It's available, and people, I think, respect them more. So so yeah, let me wrap up though, because I know that we can get off on a tangent, then we'll be down another hour. And we all want to go have our cocktails on Father's Day. So
my husband's building a fire deck right now.
Nice.
Oh man.
Nice. Yeah, maybe we'll have one too. Anyway,
I don't know why, because it's hot out there.
I know, I'm thinking about it, but I have the windows open and I feel nothing but like humidity.
What When?
Yeah, it's hot. It's hot out here. It was like 105 today in Memphis. So yeah, it's hot.
Yikes,
Very
that's
hot.
really hot. A little too hot for me. All right, ladies, I'm going to stop the recording, but